smash the like button, and subscribe. Alrighty, why do you support Donald Trump?
Well, I support him because I think out of any candidate that we've had in the past, I don't know, 10, 15 years, he is more of a nationalist and not a globalist, and hence why there's a lot of globalists that are against him, and he has kind of been shunned away from that elite group of people, hence why he doesn't want to be a part of NATO, because they're not paying their fair share. And I think all of this that's going on right now in the world is all part of the plan. I think the world economy was going to collapse, and I think Russia has been in plan to do things to set themselves up to be independent from everybody else. And I think what Trump is doing is setting up the United States, and not only the United States, this whole side of the world, to be independent from everybody else. I think eventually that will show. I think a lot of people are thinking emotionally with the war and everything else that's going on, and a lot of distractions. But I think at the end of it all, when the dust clears, the U.S. will be not only the leading supplier of energy to the world, but also for food. Because without oil, there's no food.
Okay. So a few things to address here. We'd have to describe what you think a nationalist is and a globalist, but also there was absolutely no evidence that the entire world economy was going to collapse. No sources would justify that as well. And Trump wasn't setting us up to be independent. Our domestic manufacturing investment has declined every single quarter of Trump's administration. We had the worst year of job growth in the past 4 years. So I don't see how he's setting us up to be independent in any measurable way. And also, NATO was paying their fair share. What would you deem to be a fair share? And by the way, you swiped out of the app. I can't hear you when you swipe out of the app.
Sorry about that. So what I mean by the world is collapsing is that everything. That's why you see our manufacturing growth, everything going down, because you have to crash the whole system and reset it. And that's what is happening in real time.
No, I disagree with that. I see no reason to say that's true.
Listen, Venezuela was the first pawn, all right? And then we went straight to Iran with no reason. And why, when Trump was so against going to war? You got to think about, why would he do such a thing? It's because if that strait produces how much of the world's energy into that side of the world, and you were able to close it off, guess what happens? Now people have to come to us for energy, and they'll forget about
but
Iran.
Then our gas prices go up. So yes, our oil producers and distributors will make more money, but that does not benefit the average American.
Listen, things are going to get a lot worse before they get better, okay? And it's all part of the plan. Print as much money, crash the dollar, do everything so that the system that we're never going to pay $39 trillion of debt. Not in our lifetime or kids' lifetime or grandkids' lifetime. So it's bound to collapse. And if you collapse and we're on top at the end of it all, okay, I think that was a smart move. That's why I support him.
Okay, so what objectives do you think the U.S. has met in this war with Iran?
Say that again?
What objectives do you think the U.S. has met with this war with Iran? You just swiped out of the app. I can't hear you.
My bad. I think they decimated their military. That was one of their goals. I think to gain control of that strait, that was part of it.
They haven't gained control of the strait.
I think it doesn't matter, Parker. What I'm trying to tell to you is that this is bigger than anything that has been told to us, what data shows, what all of this. All right, you're not gonna see it on CNN. You're not gonna see it on Fox. It is bigger.
You're not gonna see any evidence at all. I tell you that.
It's gonna be the Great Reset.
Yeah.
And it's gonna come out
so
with
let me know when your
dollar.
conspiracy theory is gonna come true. People have been claiming this for like 6+ years at least. This was actually like a massive conspiracy theory during COVID.
And you'll see it really. COVID was part of the plan too, bro. It was to literally see how.
Do you think COVID was planned?
I think COVID was the only way that you don't get Donald Trump into office a second term. You know why? Because most presidents get second term. People didn't like George W.
Okay,
Bush.
so
He
you're
got a
saying
second term.
the only way they could get him out of office.
Wait. Let me finish. Let me finish. Obama did. People didn't like Obama after the first term. He got a second term. Okay. How do you? Most people vote with their pockets. Okay. I don't care if you're left, right. If you're doing good as a country and we're rocking and rolling until COVID came. All right. Most people vote with their pocket, and that's why we go left, right, smart, dumb. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter any of the bullshit that you talk about and all that shit doesn't matter. At the end of the day, there's pawns in this world that are already happening. If Russia was already planning their third Rome plan, whatever the fuck it was called, okay, we literally piggybacked off that idea and said, all right, you're gonna do your thing, we're gonna do our thing. And that's it. And that's why the whole purpose of going after Greenland, Venezuela, Cuba, we talked to Canada.
Okay,
about,
so I should put a tinfoil
listen.
hat on. He's going to take over the entirety of the Americas. He's going to make us truly independent from the rest of the world. He's actually going to tell us that the entire deep state's controlled by reptilians that he's trying to go against.
It's not about reptilians or any of that, Parker. At the end of the day, oil is what makes the world go round. Without oil, you don't have...
Yeah, I understand, but oil prices have gone up because Trump caused a war with Iran.
Oh, okay, guess what? Freedom isn't free, bro. Let me ask you something. Have you ever been to any communist country? Have you been to Cuba? Have you been to Venezuela? Have you been to North Korea, China, any of these places?
Yeah, I spend a lot of time in North Korea all the time.
All right. Well, that's
actually like where all of us meet for like the Illuminati deals backdoor. We meet in North Korea all the time.
Okay. What I'm saying to you is that this all had to be done so that America, there's going to be a new world order. Would you rather a new world order under Russia or a new world order under the United States?
I would rather a new world order that's not defined specifically just by one country, but yet is defined by the international community holding each other accountable based upon standards, right, in the context of the law, right, that can be established through international law. When you say globalist, do you just mean like we should work with other countries to establish accountability? Yeah.
No, what I'm saying is that if the world goes to shit right now, all right, right now, in these...
Yeah, if the zombie apocalypse happens, what are you going to do?
You live
Hey, let me know. What are you going to do if the zombie apocalypse happens?
Including carry-on baggage and...
Well, I hope you own a gun. That's number one.
You know what's crazy? You just got a flag for misinformation. Very surprising, right? I'm like, dude, that's just like the most conspiracy brain-rotted positions.